Welcome back, guys, or welcome if this is your first time coming across our channel. My name's Graham. I'm one half of Grey House Visual. We're a husband and wife wedding videography team based out of the Vancouver area in BC, Canada. So I made a video a few months ago about Pro Mist filters and how to make your footage look more cinematic with those filters. And I had mentioned something about software that would allow you to do this as well. Now, we had never tried it before. We just used Pro Mist filters, but we had heard about it and heard good things about it. And to my pleasant surprise, Dehancer reached out to us and asked us to review their software and make a video about it and hear our thoughts on it. Full disclaimer, we're not getting paid to make this video. They don't get to see it beforehand, but we were offered the software for free, and there's nothing that we're required to say about it. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible because the amount that you can do with this plugin is insane. So I'm gonna try to kind of touch on it. I'm not gonna break down each and everything and what it is. If you wanna know more, go to Dehancer's website, which is www.dehancer.com, and read about the options themselves. You may or may not already know what these are. So in that case, I'm just gonna touch on what it does and a few of my favorite things about the program, and maybe a few things that I don't love about it as well. So there's many tools that come with Dehancer. It's not just a filter / filters that you put on top of it. It's not a LUT that you put on and just gives it a look. It actually analyzes your footage and gives it the characteristics of film or film grain or blooming or halation that you're trying to get. So I'm just gonna read through what it lists out on their website, what they have, because I'm not going to be able to remember all of this. Range limiter tools, color density tools, expand tool, realistic film grain simulation, bloom effect, halation film emulsion effect, defringe tool, false color, which is pretty cool because then you can check your exposure, love that. Basic conversion profiles for cameras, so like it can quickly convert things to make it look like a certain camera, which is super dope. That's a big one. It gives you a LUT module so you can export your own LUTs, which is really cool. And it's got animated gate weave and film breath effects, which is pretty cool too, because that's really difficult for software to portray that. That being said, nothing comes without a cost. The only big drawback, in my opinion, is how much this plugin bogs down the hardware on your computer. I currently edit on a MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip. This is the first time that it struggled. So this is definitely like a finishing touch on an already finished film. One quick workaround on that is when you come up with the look that you like and you want to apply it to everything, one of the biggest features of it that I love is that you can export a LUT. So get that look, export the LUT, and then you can drop that on like an adjustment layer, and it's not going to bog down your computer as much, which is awesome. That being said, you can't export the bloom or halation effects in a LUT because again, it's actually analyzing your footage and working with it. It's not just a filter. So that doesn't work when exporting LUTs. So keep that in mind if that's what you're wanting to use it for. I'm just going to hop over onto the computer and show you guys kind of what it looks like in the program. I edit on Premiere. For those of you that aren't on Premiere, I apologize. But yeah, let's jump over to the computer. Okay, so I got the project open in Premiere. I have my two adjustment layers on that I always start with. This is essentially what the clip is going to look like. Literally dropped on the timeline with our quick little base grade and conversion LUTs that we use to give us a starting point. Now, when you want to apply the effect of your film emulation, you want to click here, you want to go to Dehancer and drop that on there. Now it immediately just does what it wants. You go over to your effect controls and you have all of these, sorry, it's kind of like up in that top corner. I have a weird layout. I apologize, this is what works for me though. But you have all of the stuff here. Okay, so you got your source you can put in there, you can adjust all that. Film, you can pick your profile from all of these profiles here. There's a buttload of profiles, for lack of a more professional term. Yeah, so you got your input, film developer, which is like the cool one. That's where it kind of does what, you know, like it thinks is cool for you. Film compression, expand, print, color head, film grain, halation, bloom, vignette, film breath, gate weave, false color, output, LUT generator, and all that. So there's a lot. Like I'm not gonna go through all of them because like this video honestly could probably be 3-4 hours long or longer. Like, and honestly, you could probably have like a whole course on this thing about how to use it. It's really cool. So first things first, I'm gonna get my source monitor down to like a 16th quality just because it's gonna take too long. But yeah, if we want to pick one of these guys, like, I don't know, these are all like really cool. Like I like all of them. This one here, this Gorsky one, really cool. It's kind of a cool film look. To me, the grain's pretty intense when it comes in at 100%. So over like your film grain, you can dial that back a little bit. You can do it like, so you got your size, you got a mount, and that's not even at 100% actually, but drop it down to like 5%. And it's gonna look a little bit more pleasing to your eye, which is pretty cool. So if I were to compare, here's what's doing it for me. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like. Is a color like that. This is without a conversion LUT. So if we go over here and we go up to our effects and we put in our little dehancer action, we go to effect controls. Actually, we can just take this top one right off. And we go into our dehancer and we go to our input, pick any of those, go choose camera. For us, we use the Panasonic S5 II. Now the weird thing is that it shows Vlog L, which is not even an option on the S5 II. Like the S5s, I think all of the full frame Panasonic cameras are just Vlog. Vlog L was like an older version of Vlog that came on like the GH5S and stuff. But so that's what we're gonna go with. So it converts us right away. It looks pretty good. And you got your film stock applied and stuff. Like that honestly to me looks pretty sick. If you look at the two in comparison, like, I mean, again, like this is what I like. This is more the style that we go with and we usually grade to. So to like already have this like without any color grading or anything on this guy here looks pretty good. Keep in mind that this source monitor might not look as beautiful, and it might look extra grainy just because I have the quality set so low. So I'm a big fan. Like I'm not gonna go too crazy into depth here just because, like, again, you could spend hours on this, and like I've already spent hours messing around with it, and big fan. Like you get all sorts of film looks from it. And especially because like in this day and age, not only is everybody trying to go for like the most cinematic look, but everybody's like jumping on like the vintage train. Like vintage nostalgia is like always been around, but especially now it's vibing well. So if you're into like the older looks, like it's funny. Like I haven't messed around with this in a little while because I've been really caught up in shooting the past few weeks, and then I got a cold. I was actually meaning to make this video like a long time ago, but I ended up getting sick and stuff. And I'm actually having fun playing with it literally as I'm talking about it. Like there's so much fun stuff you can do. But yeah, basically here's what we have it ours graded at. And you can see like we shot with a Pro Mist, but you can kind of tell around here, you got your blooming and you see that look or whatever, but it's giving your highlights those film look. Like there's a big difference, like where you can see like there's like a lot of detail, but like the roll off and everything is very filmic. But you can tell like around here where it's super harsh. I mean, I'm not showing the same part of the clip, I guess, but you can really get an idea of like, there's your lens flares, but they're very, very soft in comparison. And there's no blooming like overlapping, and your highlights are like super blown, but yet it's just the film look. That's just what it's given you. So last and certainly not the least exciting thing from Dehancer is that they have an iOS app as well, which is compatible on an iPhone or iPads. Love it. Like you can get rad looking footage from your phone or iPad also, especially now that you can get Final Cut Pro for your iPad and edit on that. So rad. So you can get Dehancer for it, which is awesome. As well, just like with the software, it's not just filters that you're putting on your footage. It's like years and years and years of experience. If you go to their website again and read through like the origins and the story behind Dehancer, it's really, really cool. It's a dope read, and it goes literally through their entire growth and why they started and like why they research things and how they research things and where they went with it, which is really, really cool. So that being said, it's years and years of research behind it, and it is again adapting your footage rather than just like putting like a little thing over top of it. Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on it, because this is fairly new software to me as well. If there's anything you want to know about it that I can look into for you before you get it, let me know. I have a lot of playing around to do with it still. Like am right smack in the middle of wedding season, so I don't have all of the time in the world to go through all the ins and outs of it. I wish I had the time, but that's going to come the more I use it. So if you guys have questions, want me to check it out, that's gonna help me learn it too. That being said, those of you that are interested in getting this plugin here, which is pretty sick, check out our promo code for 10% off. It's GHV10, and you get 10% off. So let us know your thoughts on everything and let us know if you have any questions. And until next time, see you later.